this headlamp, and I hope no one will come down here. Welcome back to Mango Wheels. Today we are going to do some maintenance on the Colnago, clean it up and check that everything is running how it should. And yes, we're doing this in the dungeons today because the weather is not so good. And now that I have a headlamp, I should be able to see something inside. Yes, this is my bike studio. I'll just move a couple of extra bikes. This is the Cannondale, more everyday bike, so Shimano 105 and Cannondale, nice bike. While the Colnago is carbon fiber and is a little nicer. Yeah, so the first things first, we'll just grab a bike stand into place. There we go. And now we can put the bike on. I'll just remove the extra things on the bike that we do not need and that are going to be in the middle while working on the bike. The light. And now we can put the bike on. This is not one of those new carbon bikes that you shouldn't be clamping here because it's very delicate. It's a bit of an older bike, so there is no risk. Or at least, according to me. The bike is on. We just need to raise the level a bit. Good. So over here. Whoosh. Yeah. It helps if you loosen it instead of tightening it. There we are. There we are. Good. Now that we put the bike on the stand, we can officially start working on it. Just need to find the tools now. So I would like to check the chain, how long it is. It has been some time. I haven't been doing this, so I need to remember where I left stuff. Always a pleasure. Toothbrush, maybe I won't be doing much with that. I think the tools are down here. It's always a pleasure putting your hands back into places that you haven't touched for like 6 months. This is my wife's bike that I bought for her, and yeah, she used it once, maybe. Yeah, but let's not talk about that. So this is the bag with special cycling tools, and here's the bike checker, chain checker. Yep, that fell over. Anyways, here we are. So let's check how long this chain is. Yeah, this shows more than 75%, so it is fine. I will just clean it and wax it then. Start from giving a bit of a rough clean of the chain. As this is wax, I just scrape the excess from the chain. But as you can see, it does not attract as much dirt because it is wax. So it is nicer to work with, I believe. So yeah, you know, there is all the speed benefit that they say there is, but for me the main benefit is the speed while maintaining your bike. So yeah, I just go and give it a bit of a rough clean on the cogwheels. But as you can see, it's not that dirty. So I will just be putting some more wax. And I will remove the chain while cleaning the bike because otherwise with water the wax will not protect from rust. Yeah, this doesn't need much. Yeah, that's fine. No need for perfection. I'll reach out for another special biking tool. This thingy, I do not know how it's called, probably a chain splitter. Probably wrong, but yeah. So I just need to search for the quick link. Quick link, and voila, easy peasy. And then we can remove the chain, so we can avoid the chain getting rusty in the process. Great, I'll just put it here. Great. Now I will just remove the wheels, in addition to removing this little light. So, easy peasy, leave it there, remove this other wheel. You sometimes may need to loosen the brakes, but it's not the case here. There we are. So, soap, biodegradable soap we need. Here we have soap. So just spray gently soap everywhere. I believe this is soap, isn't it? I hope this is soap. This is the problem with when you prepare things in the past and then you cannot remember what you did. But yeah, we like the adventure. If dirt comes off, it means it was soap. If dirt doesn't come off, it means it was something else. Better not know what it was. Some dirt is coming off, so shouldn't be too bad, but let's see. So I'm not sure if that was soap, but this is soap for sure. There we are. In my fancy garage, nothing is missing. Gloves. Now that I have gloves on and I've put soap on the bike, I will put some soap on the wheels. Then we can turn this around. So now that we put soap on the wheels as well, just let that react a little bit and I'll start working on the bike. We have a sponge, some more soap. Soap is never enough. And we can just gently go and scrub around the bike. And then hopefully we won't need much to remove everything. Good, now that I've cleaned the big part, I will go in the details of brakes and the more dirty parts, so I won't scratch the rest. But as you see, using wax, the bike never becomes as dirty. If you have done this job on a bike with oil, this would be very messy. Now we can just scrub the wheels a little bit. Where are you going? Great, so soap is on everything. So now we can just grab my favorite tool. This is a weed killer. So, and of course I don't use it for that, but I use it for rinsing my bike. It's down here. In lack of a garden hose, this is what you do. On the brakes. Maybe here we can use the sponge just to remove that extra hard to get away dirt. That's better. And there we are. Now we can rinse the wheels as well. Put that back into the bike garage. Colnago. Now that the bike is nice and clean, we can do some maintenance. One of the checks that I always like to do is to check if in the brake pads there are any little stones or dirt, as that can ruin the rims and yeah, shorten the lifespan. And while it's okay, I will just yeah, there are some little stones here. Back to my proprietary toolbox, I will use this very refined piece of equipment to remove these little stones. So, yeah, there is one. Yeah, that's what you do, trick. Get them off like that. And I think it's a good thing to do every time you work on the bike. Just takes a few seconds, minutes, and this will make your bike wheels last longer. Then over here. Of course you can buy new pads, they're not so expensive, but these are quite new. So, you know, I don't want to be wasteful. I'll just give the bike a general wipe from excess water. Now I'll just give a wipe to the wheels. Put the wheel back on. Hoopla. Make sure that the cassette and the rest of the drivetrain is nice and dry before putting the chain back on. Same reason as before, we don't want to get the chain too wet, as it may rust with wax. This is already quite dry. Now we can put back on the chain. There we are. Let's try to not drop this chain into the water. That would be a success. There we are. Now we will just add some lube chain lube, one drop at a time on every link. After adding a drop on every chain link, we just turn the crankset 20 times. This is to make sure that every chain link has wax inside. And then we continue adding another drop on every chain link. Great, and then once you finish putting the second round of wax, again you spin the crankset 5 times. We'll just make sure that the gears are shifting correctly. That seems quite good. We can put back on all of its original components. Now the most fun part of all, putting away all the crap. Putting everything away into its original place. Proprietary tools, very special. As they say in Italian, if the eye doesn't see, the heart doesn't hurt. So let's put everything into boxes and pretend it's all in order. There we are. And the one. And the two. Random stuff. A pump. That wraps up the end of the video. Now I'm editing and making sure that everything is on fleck. And yeah, as you may imagine, I didn't have much opportunity to go outside, so I decided to make more of an indoor video. And while I randomly recorded this video, I do think it shows how wax on a bike can make it more enjoyable to work with. But yeah, this is my take. But yeah, I hope you had fun. See you at the next video. Remember, subscribe.